10 most active stocks. The stocks with the highest trading volume. Stocks give the most growth to investors. Investors who have mastered the art of trading in stocks have often seen excellent returns. Stock values may go up and down as well. You may risk losing money if you invest in stocks, since there is no assurance that the firm in which your stock is held will prosper. That's why today, we bring you a list of the most actively traded stocks throughout the day in terms of volume or the number of shares moved in a single day. Number 1. Apple Inc. The iconic technology company Apple has marketed breakthrough goods and services all over the globe since its founding in 1976. You'll rarely find somebody who hasn't used an Apple device at some point in their lives. Most of Apple's sales currently come from existing customers or those upgrading to newer iPhone, iPad, or Mac computer models. In addition, the success of the product has contributed to an increase in the stock price. The firm's stock price has only increased by more than 700% in the previous decade. Investors are actively trading Apple shares because of the company's incredible performance. There's no arguing that Apple is a great company. Its goods and services are sought after across the globe, and it has shown its capacity to innovate, produce new products, and update current ones. 2. Roblox Corporation. Roblox has more than 60 million daily users as of May 2022. This was increased by 30% over the same period a year earlier. It's important to remember that joining and using Roblox is completely free. The same can be said for several other platforms, such as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, etc. With so many free entertainment alternatives available to today's customers, it's remarkable that Roblox draws 60 million users every day. Roblox produced more than $659 million in cash flow from operations in the fiscal year of 2021. This was a significant increase above the $524 million it brought in over the same period the previous year. Roblox's revenue for 2021 was $1.9 billion, and the year before that, $924 million. With this type of growth, it is no wonder why investors are actively trading Roblox stocks. Number 3. NIO. The potential market for NIO is what draws investors' attention. Electric transportation seems to be on a road of no return at this point in its development. As predicted by CarGuide.com, the number of electric vehicle sales will more than quadruple from 17 million in April 2022 to 145 million in only 10 years, and then more than triple again to 454 million by 2040. China, the world's biggest automotive market, is expected to account for 83 million EV sales in 2030 and more than 300 million in 2040. NIO is in the right position at the right moment because of this. NIO intends to begin its European expansion in Norway. By the end of 2022, it also plans to install battery swap stations in Norway. The company's shares have increased by 800% in the previous year, and it is now valued at $55 billion. This may be the reason why investors are so interested in NIO stock. Number 4. Coinbase Global Inc. As a relatively new firm, Coinbase is a cash flow machine, making it a unique business model. Transactions and money generated by cryptocurrencies are still in their infancy, thus, they should continue to rise. Investors can anticipate volatility in Coinbase earnings over the course of a few quarters, but the fact that the company is producing cash when most freshly public firms aren't forecasting positive cash flow for years is a remarkable achievement. Investors have not lost sight of the fact that Coinbase is one of the world's most prolific crypto, Web3, NFT investors. Uniswap, Rarible, and OpenSea are just a few of the more well-known firms that have received investments from Coinbase Ventures. So, there's no way to tell how much Coinbase stock investments will be worth. They might be worth billions of dollars in the long run. 5. NVIDIA Company. Cloud computing has become the norm rather than the exception in the continuing digital transition. As a result of the pandemic, more businesses than ever before have switched to using cloud computing services. What's the connection between NVIDIA and this? Many cloud computing processes have long relied on simple GPU. For cloud computing companies, NVIDIA's capacity to do a large number of sophisticated mathematical processes concurrently has made it a popular processor option. Amazon's AWS, Microsoft's Azure Cloud, Alphabet's Google Cloud, International Business Machines' IBM Cloud, and Alibaba Cloud are just the big users. It's worth noting that NVIDIA is still the clear leader in specialized gaming CPUs, despite all the attention being paid to the future of technology. This may be the reason why investors are heavily investing in NVIDIA, because of the bright future ahead of it. 6. Advanced Micro Devices, Inc. Advanced Micro Devices has had a highly successful 5-year period. Let's look at an example. In April 2017, a $10,000 investment in AMD would have been worth $75,600 now. That stated, the year 2022 has been a washout. Since the beginning of the year, the stock has lost more than 25% of its value. Although AMD's future is still uncertain, there are still reasons to be hopeful about the company. While its stock price has risen over the past 5 years, AMD's operational margins have risen as well. AMD's operating margins have increased to 22.2% in the last year as a result of an increased demand for AMD's graphics processing units, GPUs. All kinds of devices, from smartphones to game consoles, use GPUs to produce computer graphics and high-resolution pictures at a blisteringly fast rate. For AMD, this means that the business is able to boost pricing as demand grows, resulting in larger profits, and for investors, this means a good stock to trade. 7. SoFi Technologies, Inc. When SoFi Technologies shares started trading publicly in June, we've got excellent news for you if you missed the boat. SoFi's stock price may be a bit high at $5.47, but the company's performance is definitely heading on the right path nonetheless. When non-cash expenditures like the value of outstanding stock warrants are taken into account, however, SoFi is no longer in the red. A big increase in SoFi's unadjusted profits is just a matter of time, given how well the company's doing with customers and companies alike. SoFi has been investing and growing its ability to become a key participant in the burgeoning financial technology fintech sector. Despite negative perceptions against the firm, investors believe it will continue to expand in the near future. That may be the reason why investors find investing in SoFi stock a worthwhile investment. Number 8. Ford Motor Company. In the first quarter of this year, Ford reported sharply greater sales, net income, adjusted profits before interest and taxes, cash flow from operations, and adjusted free cash flow gains compared with the last quarter of 2021. With a profit per share of $4.54, the firm outperformed analysts' expectations by 24 cents. Overall, forecasts for Ford stock have increased in the previous 90 days. Furthermore, sales are expected to rise from $126.9 billion to $145.7 billion in the next year. For long-term investors, Ford's multiple strong, favorable catalysts and cheap stock price make Ford a terrific choice. When it comes to electric cars, the corporation seems to finally be on the correct path after a long period of time. 9. Tesla Motors, Inc. Since Tesla announced its latest stock split in August 2020, its stock price has increased by approximately 400%. In 2021, Tesla delivered over 1 million vehicles, more than doubling its previous year's total. It is likely that Tesla could be manufacturing 2 million vehicles a year by the end of 2022 if demand continues to be robust and the business opens additional plants in Texas and Germany this year. Customers are eagerly awaiting this output as well. It's not a surprise that Tesla models occupied 4 of the top 5 slots for the best-selling electric vehicles in the United States in 2021. A net profit of nearly $5.5 billion was produced by the corporation in 2021. It's also not difficult to understand how the corporation made that profit. Over the last 3 years, Tesla's gross margin has consistently increased. The increased demand and Tesla's market dominance should also contribute to an increase in profitability. Investors concentrate more on the company's demonstrated ability to generate enormous profits. Number 10. Bank of America Corporation. In the wake of the recent stimulus or tax returns, investors have decided to invest a portion of their investments in a company that promises strong returns. The firm has been among the S&P 500's best performers this year. Investing $1,000 in Bank of America makes sense for many reasons. It's good news for Bank of America that the economy is strengthening as we exit from the pandemic. In 2022, the GDP of the United States is predicted to expand by 8%, the greatest annual growth rate since 1983. It is expected to increase an additional 3.5% in 2023. As the economy improves, the Federal Reserve will hike interest rates, which will further benefit the bank. These are excellent trends for the Bank of America's market dominance. Because more individuals and companies borrow and invest when times are good, banks follow the GDP in a cyclical pattern. In addition, the Biden administration's approval of a $2 trillion infrastructure program will benefit Bank of America even more. That's all from this video. Which of these stocks in our list would you invest in? Make sure to leave a comment and share this video with others, so they can also learn something from it. See you in the next video.